Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, audible,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Audible. Audible, sir.
Okay, I will start. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, my dear participants, there is some problem in connecting the video part. I will just deliver an extempore talk on this introduction of microwaves. Can you all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Audible.
Okay, this microwaves, actually necessity is the mother of invention. And that's how many devices, components, circuits came. And in microwaves, nothing is obsolete or nothing will become obsolete. And we are going to reach 200 years ever since Marconi and others contributed. And between 1935 and 1945, that year is said to be the golden period. Many devices, components came. During the Second World War, they wanted high power oscillator, magnetron came, and low power oscillator, what we use in the laboratory is a reflex klystron. Then 1951, many small devices, small diodes, impact, trap-at, read diodes came. And how to connect that with the waveguides. Then only S.B. Cohen, all are variants only. He took a coaxial cable, then flattened it with the sidewalls removed. And that is the starting planar transmission lines that has been developed by Barrett and Burns in 1951. That is strip line. Immediately after the first year, 1952, Eagleman, Grieg and Eagleman, they developed a microstrip line. Then 1968, slot line came again by S.B. Cohen. Then the next year, 69, coplanar waveguide came. Among these two, planar transmission lines, coplanar waveguide and slot line belong to the same family. They have got elliptical polarization, and hence those can be used for MMIC applications and also for ferrite components, non-reciprocal components. So whatever you say for a slot line, that will hold good for CPW in certain applications. And once you say CPW, the complement of that is CPS. Then in 1971, there was a necessity to connect planar transmission lines to waveguide, and that is how Finline started. Mir, M-I-E-R, he found Finlines. That was in 51. This is entirely different from what we see now, SIW. SIW is a bridge between planar transmission lines and a waveguide, but whereas Finline is the connectivity between waveguide and the planar transmission line. So that is the main difference. And whenever planar transmission lines are the backbones of the microwave integrated circuits, and whenever we take planar transmission lines, in principle, there are only 3 planar transmission lines: slot line, microstrip, and strip line, and basically 5. But out of 5, 72 planar transmission lines are there. Now everyone keeps talking, including this IoT, then 5G, etc. There also we need planar transmission lines. Wherever miniaturization is there, microwaves, which has got another name as centimeter wave, frequency more than 30 gigahertz are said to be millimeter wave. So we have got exclusive planar transmission lines like NRD, H-guide, groove guide, and image guide, insular image guide. Like that, there are 72 planar transmission lines. But basically, one should know how to derive it from the scratch. And one should not mug up its properties. There are so many modes, including evanescent mode. So that way you should know how to categorize each planar transmission line into the respective mode. The strip line belongs to pure TM mode, where Ez, Hz are 0 if the wave moves in Z direction. Where these two become non-zero, that's why we say micro strip line belong to quasi-TM. Then slot line belong to non-TEM. Whereas in fin line, both E and H, so you call it as a hybrid mode. So you should know how to categorize to respective modes, and that mode properties you should extend. Then design will be a very easy thing. No need to refer to the formula. You yourself can come out with many formula and go for the design. And you got 10 equations, 4 Maxwell's equations, 4 boundary conditions, and 2 Helmholtz equation. That if you can understand and follow, then design will be a child's play. And you got Maxwell's equation that will be useful for field analysis. But there is another type of easy analysis, and also that is sufficient to design any component and also the circuits that everyone knows. You take a transmission line, find out the voltage, divide that by current, then you will get the sending and impedance. Everyone is aware of that formula. Zs is equal to Z0 into ZR cos H gamma L plus Z0 sin H gamma L. Denominator replace ZR, interchange ZR Z0. That formula is sufficient to derive any equations and any design values. So if you first thing what we should know is, in the low frequency, if you want to say two networks are equivalent, the short circuit, open circuit impedances of left side should be equal to the right side. Whereas in the high frequency, if you want to say two networks are equivalent, the effective ABCD of one network should be equal to the effective ABCD of the second one. That is how you get all derivations. So you need short circuit impedance and open circuit impedance. And in that equation, if you put ZR is equal to 0, you will get ZSC is equal to JZ0 tan beta L. If you put ZR is equal to infinite, you will get ZOC is equal to Z0 by J tan beta L. So if you use Richard's transformation, one will become Z0 into S, the other will become Z0 by S. That you know very well. It is the Laplace transformation of a capacitor and an inductor. In the whole world, there are only two elements, inductor and a capacitor. The resistor and conductor come only if L and C are not ideal. When we use silver and high frequency, there is no question of R and C, R and G. So if you know how to design L and C, you can design antenna, you design filter, amplifier, oscillator. So we have got only two methods, low impedance, high impedance method or stepped impedance method. That how you get is, we have a very effective theorem. Any two-port network can be represented by a T network or a pi network. That is expressed by ZSC, ZOC. So you have a two factors. One is JZ0 tan beta L, the other is Z0 by tan beta L by 2. And another main element is concerned, it is JZ0 sin beta L. The other one is Z0 by sin beta L. So these two expressions are sufficient to know what length of a transmission line will give that impedance, either an inductance or a capacitance. This holds good for all the planar transmission lines. What is differing is the epsilon effective. If you take a strip line, no need of replace epsilon effective by epsilon r. That is why we study the design equation by lambda g, which is equal to lambda naught by root of epsilon effective. If you want to find out lambda g for fin line or NRD or dielectric waveguide, replace that epsilon effective. Then that is the formula for that. Just like a Smith chart, one circumference is lambda by 2. So you can use the Smith chart for any application, power frequency or micro frequency or millimeter frequency, terahertz, as long as it is in the form of lambda g by 2. So in the same equation, you put lambda g by 2, you get a resonator. Lambda Z0 is equal to ZS. If you put lambda by 4, you get the very popular equation Z naught squared is equal to ZS into ZR. If you put lambda by 8, you get modulus of ZS equal to modulus of ZR. Likewise, 0 to lambda, there are infinite lambdas. You can find out so many applications. Lambda by 16 is what? Lambda by 32 is what? 0.03 lambda is what? 0.05. You should not say very low, very small. Very small means what small? Centimeter is big when you go to micro. Micro is big when you go to nano. So you tell everything in terms of lambda g. And you can find out as and when you go for different circuits and different planar transmission lines, you will come across so many length of lambda. So lambda by 10, 0.03 lambda, 0.05 lambda, each has got some specific application. When you go and design these SIW, you will come across the 0.25 lambda, 0.12 lambda, 0.125 lambda. So these are all, you should know why. So one website, there are many websites useful for our design. The very interesting website is Microwave 101. You can know why. If you know why, where, how, you will not forget. Microwaves will not be a difficult subject. You can make the design easy. So that way, you can, if you take a antenna, the equivalent circuit is LC. If you take a magnetron, each cavity can be represented in the form of LC. And that's why I used to say, if a person is very good in designing filter, all other things will be very easy. Because in filter, you got 3, 4, 5 values, number of L and C. Whereas if we take a single patch antenna, you got only one LC. If you want to have an array, you have got so many LCs. If you take an amplifier, one LC in the input and one LC in the output. In the oscillator, there is no input also. So you come to know how to design LNC. And design means not very big thing. If you take a layout, there are 3 dimensions. One is length, width, and height. Height is a manufacturer's concern, which is normally 1/16th of an inch. If you specifically tell, they will make it for 1/32 or 1/8. So the remaining things are length and the width. As far as the length is concerned, it is all in terms of lambda g by 4. As far as the width is concerned, you should know what is the impedance. If it is a microstrip, you refer Wheeler's curve. If it is a coupled transmission line, there are 2 nomograms. If it is a coplanar waveguide, again 2 nomograms. Whenever there are 2 factors, 2 nomograms. When there is only one, then only one nomogram. So use the nomogram, find out the relationship between the impedance with W. So very easily you can find out the layout. Then you should take into effect of discontinuity. So in the microstrip, already books are there to find out the discontinuity, metering, open end discontinuity, gap discontinuity, bend discontinuity. Like that, many discontinuities are there. You find out the equivalent circuit. Accordingly, you go for chamfering or chamfering or metering. You can know it. Using the discontinuity, you can easily develop filters. So in any case, many of you will be knowing what is stepped impedance method of designing LNC or high impedance, low impedance method. There's one more method of designing LNC. Take a small transmission line, specifically lambda g by 8, short circuit it. It will behave like a capacitor. If you take a small transmission line, open it, it will behave as a inductor. So that is why we take low impedance for capacitor and high impedance for an inductor. If you take the Wheeler's curve, you can see it's a drooping characteristic for the respective epsilon r. High impedance will have a low W by H, low impedance will have a high W by H. And for any point, you can easily find out what is the W. So that way you can easily design what is the width and the length of a inductor or a capacitor. So make use of any of the mathematical functions, Bessel function, binomial function, or maximally flat or equiripple. Maybe the function may be different, but what all we want is what are the G values. Once you get the G values, you can go for amplitude scaling as well as the frequency scaling. And the best Bible for filters is Mathai book. Mathai book, and to understand the filters, you got a well-known book, a Rider book. The first half is the lumped one, second half is the distributed one. You can express the distributed in the form of a lumped one, and you can simply play like network theory, because maximum power transfer theorem in the low frequency only we say VSWR when you go to the microwave engineering. And so that way, to have a good understanding, there is only one formula for filters. The formula is Z1 is equal to minus 4Z2. And you should know how that comes. And if Z1 is inductor, Z2 is capacitor. Otherwise, it will become a C and L. First you get low pass, then you get high pass. Series element you make series LC, shunt you make shunt LC, then you will get band pass. Series you make shunt, shunt you make series, you will get band stop. Then you realize either in the form of a stub method or high impedance, low impedance method. So if you finish off filter theory, all the necessary formulae for microwave circuit theory will be known. Once there are some planar transmission lines which are good for series connection, maybe microstrip. And if you take a slot line, it is good for shunt connection. If you take a coplanar waveguide, it is good for both series and shunt. So we have a handy theory called Kuroda transformation, series to shunt, shunt to series. Using that, there is no need that you should have only that planar transmission lines. You can make use of this Kuroda transformation and realize series element or a parallel element. So then everyone knows we should not use H parameters because of the open circuit and short circuit, and you should go only for scattering parameter. And what we used to learn as reflection coefficient, that only is named as scattering parameter. Reflection coefficient at the input is S11, reflection coefficient at the output is S22. So that way, if you want to know a good start with scattering parameter, the best reference is application note 154, Agilent application note 154. That 30 pages give a very good insight to all types of Smith chart, amplifiers, oscillators, everything. So I would request all the participants who do not have that copy to download AN 154. Then for each of the planar transmission lines, we have got a Bible. If you take a strip line, the Bible is Harley and Ho. And whatever you want to know about microstrip, it is a T.C. Edwards. And whatever you want to know about the coplanar waveguide, fortunately, the person who found coplanar waveguide, his initial also same CPW is CP Venn, and the book is R.N. Simons. And whatever you want to know about fin lines, the book to be followed throughout the world is Bharati Bhatt. Then slot line, coplanar waveguide combined is again written by Indians, Ramesh Garg, K.C. Gupta, Bal and Bahar Bhatia. Likewise, Amarjit Singh Gupta, that's also a book. Whatever I am telling, it is not just for exam point of view. These are all the Bibles, the reference books for the respective planar transmission lines throughout the world. Of these 5, 3 are written by Indians. Just like everyone knows in the world, father of millimeter wave is J.C. Bose. And for microwaves, Indians have contributed a lot. Even MIMO, it has been started from to Indians only. So we are proud, or the contributions are more from Indians. So the theory is very, very little, and the book to be started for planar transmission line theories, strip line like transmission lines by Bharati Bhatt. Bharati Bhatt, a living legend in MIC, written 7 books on Artec publication. Those are the reference books for fin lines, phase shifters, strip line like transmission lines, coupled one. That's again a ocean. You should know ZO. And if it is a equal amplitude and equal phase, you call even mode couple. If it is equal amplitude and opposite phase, it is called odd mode couple. So ZOE and ZOO, from that you can, making use of the nomograms, you can easily find out spacing and also the width of that. So coupled mode theory also is very, very important, especially in designing bandpass filter and many more components. All the components, whatever you have got in the microwave lab waveguides, that can easily be designed using planar transmission lines. When weight and the volume are the constraints, the theory is MIC. That's why India tops in the world in space applications. Because whenever people launch, they say 40 kilograms. So you cannot have waveguides. You should have only the printable planar transmission lines. And again, another ocean of millimeter waves, centimeter waves is in the biomedical side. Especially CT, MRI, microwave tablet, it play a very big role. That's again a very big ocean. Again, we have a very big reference, Biological Effect of Microwaves by O.P. Gandhi. His book is the world reference book. So these are all the fundamentals, and with transmission line equation itself, one can go for all the design aspects. Then we have got the implantable antenna. In the implantable antenna, one should go again for all the antenna parameters. Only thing is the material to be used should be the biocompatible one. Again, we have a book on biomaterials written by Sebastian. Then once again, those who have not seen the Microwave 101 will come to know many things. Why do we call? How we arrive? Everything you will get the answer. Once you know the answer, designing will not be difficult at all. Another important thing is substrates. If you want to go MIC, then artiduride, alumina, Teflon, these are the substrates. When you go for micro electromechanical system, then you have gallium arsenide. Now GaN is there. Silicon also is there. So like that, depending upon the application, different epsilon or different materials are there. Then everything one should derive, and also one should use their own coding, either MATLAB or Python. Then you can enjoy the feeling of it. There are many software available, HFSS, ADS, CST, like that, but each one is based on different techniques, method of moments, method of lines, FDTD, FEM, transverse resonance techniques, spectral domain techniques. And what is not available till today in the world is a software based on method of lines. Some of you can come out and start generating a big software using method of lines. Again, the Bible to be followed is planar transmission lines techniques by Ito book. That's a wonderful book, for one and the only book for doing all the planar transmission lines theory. Then we have got one more book, Sorrentino. So these are all the books, and we should know in and out of application of ABCD parameters. We know the properties, AD minus BC1, two parameters are real, 2 are imaginary. If we know all those things, then computation will be very easy. In a short time, you can finish up the computer. Then there is another person, he told there is a plenty of room at the bottom. That sentence earned Nobel Prize for that person. He is none other than Richard Feynman. By that only, micro electromechanical system started. And if you see the cross section of micro electromechanical system, it will be a coplanar waveguide or a strip line, a modified microstrip. TFMSL is the cross section of a MEMS. And if you design it for RF frequency, it is RF MEMS. And that if used for biomedical applications, it is a bio-MEMS. There are some few MEMS laboratory in India. One is SCL Chandigarh and little bit in NPOL Cochin, and IIT Bombay and IIC. You can see the Fab Lab. And so you should know, seeing is believing. You should visit all those places and see the fabrication part. As far as the MIC is concerned, corporate size, it is in ISRO, Trivandrum, SAC Ahmedabad. They do lot of real work in the MIC components. Institution wise, you can see fabrication facility in IIT Delhi, then ITI Bangalore. So a few more institutions for MIC components. There are people who do ordinary domestic equipments like iron box, fan, and then come out with MIC components. So this is regarding the fabrication. As far as the experimentation is concerned, you need network analyzer, anechoic chamber. If possible, you should get the experimentation facility from ISRO, second biggest anechoic chamber, biggest anechoic chamber in the world is in ISRO. That person is one of the speaker in this FDP. Then there are few institutions which allow you to go for the measurement. Then few of the hot field I would like to tell is the Marconi, one patent he filed, that only has been developed by Monk. Whatever Monk, there's a book on FSS, frequency selective surface. This is another name. It is a spatial filter. It can be used. CT, MRI play a very big role in diagnostic application. But which one will save CT, MRI, FSS? Not only CT, MRI. Recently, the defense people got Rafale flight. That is popular. One of the components in that is FSS. And recently, my own scholar, Dr. Krishnagant, excelled in India or in the world in designing Fibonacci structure of FSS. And by that, the defense department has awarded him 5 lakhs. Why I am telling this is, the research outcome of the research scholars should be directly usable for the society, not simply for the research publications. So in that way, frequency selective surface is the hottest field. One should not keep on to microstrip. Microstrip, it has become saturated, especially UWB. You come out of that and keep doing some new things, especially the biomedical applications of biological effect of microwaves, a very big ocean. So that way, come out and see. And CPW, you just see variants, ground support CPW, GCPW, and all the planar transmission line, you can have different variants, inverted or elongated, suspended, isn't it? Air has got some advantage. There is no loss, but it cannot be miniaturized. But microstrip has got advantage that it is miniaturized, but it has got loss. So if you can have a combination of substrate and as well as air, that is how suspended strip line, inverted strip line, elongated one, V-groove one. So all this you can try for other transmission lines, suspended microstrip, inverted microstrip. So like that you can have variants of planar transmission lines. So that way each can try different kinds of planar transmission lines. Then your work will be a very new thing, and the papers you publish will not come back. So I will be handling for another 5 to 8 minutes. Before that, I apologize. There was a problem in video, so this has become a extempo talk. So I would like to tell the hottest field. One such thing is definitely FSS and the Bose, French Italy person, and KU, they only contributed lot in the SIW, the one which is a marriage between planar transmission line and waveguide. Uh, because waveguide, if you take, it has a high power capacity, but it is very bulky, and the volume and weight is also more. Planar transmission line is very, very small, but it cannot handle very high power. So if you can have something in between, that will be very good. That is how XIW developed. And one of the faculty members is from RK Mandal. His guide, KU has only developed this SIW. So SIW also is another hot field in addition to FSS. Then microwaves cannot be bent, but that can be bent by metamaterial. And again, you have one expert, Dr. Pandishwari, is coming. You be thorough with the transmission lines and replace epsilon r, mu r less than 0. That is the theory for metamaterial. What is the advantage is you can bend the microwaves. So that way, laparoscopy and all biomedical keyhole surgery, that can be conducted by this application of FSS, application of metamaterial. In addition to the communication side, they have got enormous usage in the life-saving biomedical side also. One can think of that. And the microwaves not only is used for diagnostic purpose, it is used for therapeutic application also. You know very well about the contribution of living Mother Teresa, Dr. Shanta, the first ever cancer center in Asia, that is in Adyar. You can see there are so many LINAC. That is mainly, the application is mainly due to the microwaves. So that it is all purely diathermy, heating effect. You pass microwaves on the cancerous cells, that will get killed, not advanced one, 30%, 40% cancerous affected persons, that cells can easily be killed by passing the microwaves. That is the one that are being done by the recent application of LINAC. One can easily see that in person if you go to Adyar Cancer Center. So this is apart from the usage of microwave application in the communication side. In any case, these can very well be developed. Unless you go for full wave analysis, you can easily develop the design by the simple transmission line equation, especially the sending in impedance, which is in terms of Z0 and ZR. Just to know only two theory for inductor and a capacitor, that alone is sufficient, and design it very, very carefully, because it is all 0.3456 mm. So it should be very careful. That's why you go for lithographic technique. Multiply by 1000 or divide by 1000. That's how the fabrication technique can be done. So it's all, you can make the microwaves very simple. You just see how the distributed theory can be found out, the analogy value of distributed theory in the form of a lumped theory. Then you can start working like a network theory, and then, because that's a very powerful theory, that microwave transmission lines, TEM or TE or whatever mode, can easily be represented by a T network and a pi network. That may look like a lumped one, but those elements are of Z0 and ZR. So that way you make the problems simpler. Then you will not have any difficulty. You will have a liking towards microwaves. It will not be a aversion subject. You make a GUI, then see, if I say find out the width and the spacing of a coplanar waveguide, immediately you should not go for a CPW calculator. Maybe at the time of launching, one can go for a calculator and ready reckoner. But as a microwave research person, You should use either MATLAB or your own coding method, come out with GUI, then make a calculator by yourself. Then you will come to know why and how. One should be very strong. To become strong, it doesn't take days. It takes only few hours. You can easily become strong in the transmission line method of analysis and make filter theory possible. If you make filter theory possible, antenna is very easy, because when you deal with so many LC, one patch is only one LC, and array of antenna is so many LC. Amplifier is single LC input, single LC output, and oscillator only output side. So that way, there is no electrical circuit or component without the equivalent circuit of a LC, and hence the designing will be a child's play. And regarding circles, there are 4 sets of circles. One is a Smith chart. All are based on x minus a squared plus y minus b squared is equal to r squared. So that way you draw the Smith chart. If you go clockwise, it is a series L. If you go anti-clockwise, you get a series C. If it is susceptive capacitance, susceptive inductance, it is anti-clockwise. Then at a time, if you want to have L and C impedance and admittance, you go for inverted Smith chart. Then if you want to have a reflection coefficient more than 1, go for compressed Smith chart. Then you have 3D Smith chart. Then there are only 3 more sets of circles. One is constant gain circle, constant noise figure circle, and stability circle. So again, it is in the form of an equation of a circle. So that completes the design of all micro amplifiers. Then make use of the stability circles and go for the oscillator. So that way, the designing of passive component will not be difficult at all. Then slowly impregnate that with active component. Then you can arrive at the active devices also, active antenna, passive antenna, all those things. So slowly you keep developing from very fundamental theory. Don't take at the beginning itself a very big book. You start from a understandable book. Mainly, I can very well advise be thorough with filter design, MIC filter design, and the designing of CPW, designing of NRD, all same, as long as you remember only in terms of lambda G. And if a person knows filter theory, all other design will be easier. Then you take into account of EMI, EMC, you take into account of discontinuity. There are no discontinuity in, people have not done discontinuity analysis in NRD. People are not, NRD is very important. When you go for millimeter up to 200, 300 gigahertz, one can go. A dielectric waveguide, insular image guide. So like that, all these are very much useful. There is no discontinuity analysis, open discontinuity, gap discontinuity, bend discontinuity. These are all available for microstrip, strip line, CPW, fin line. I have developed 16 discontinuities in CPW, but there are many planar transmission lines. There are 72 planar transmission lines, many planar transmission lines yet to have discontinuity analysis. So like that, the researchers should identify some new type of problems and then go ahead. Then my scholar Krishnagant has in 2 years has come out with 12 IEEE journals, and at least 2-3 journal papers. The referee returned back telling that no need of editing work. So that way one should concentrate and do a new type of work, so that one will not get affected by plagiarism. You also will get a satisfaction that the outcome of your work is used for defense applications, for health applications, many things. And again, I know concerning with today's FDP, ANN, artificial intelligence, IoT, there's an exclusive book on ANN for microwaves, written by again by an Indian, K.C. Gupta, and also Zhang. These 2 persons have joined and written ANN for microwaves. My scholar Thiruvalar Chelvan has done his thesis fully on ANN for coplanar waveguides, different coplanar waveguides, conducted supported, inverted CPW, elongated, suspended CPW. That was his work. All ANN. ANN is not simply using the toolbox. He wrote his own codings. Likewise, another person finished the ANN for MEMS, RF MEMS. RF MEMS has been done by ANN. And what is the specialty is not using the toolbox. One should not use toolbox as a research person. You should develop your own coding and then go for the developments. So that's again, as far as this FDP is concerned, artificial intelligence, ANN, use the reference books, come out with your own coding, and then whatever paper you generate, that will be one in the world. So there is no question of plagiarism. And again, once again, I say, for millimeter wave and centimeter wave, Indians have contributed a lot to the world. Those are the reference books, reference works for the whole world. So maybe later on, many of you might have been quoted as the persons in IoT is RF ANN in the MIC. If you do that, definitely that will be a credit to country more than the credit to you yourself. And all the techniques what I mentioned, FEM, method of MEMS, again, if a person who is not having any facility like network analyzer, like hardware facility, you can simply sit down, take the reference book of Ito and see what is method of lines. That you use your skill and come out with all the. Likewise, one new person has come in India, a very young person, Swapnil Gaul. He has come out with a software going to be equivalent to CST, HFSS, all commercial software, the first indigenous software. So leave that alone. As a researcher, some can come for the computational electromagnetics. People say, as far as CEM is concerned, everyone believes if it is experiment, except the person who has done it. As far as the CEM is concerned, no one believes except the person who has done it. So that way, CEM is again, you can see what AI can do for microwaves. You can do what ANN can do for microwaves. So that way, the persons who are at the starting of the research work, I wish you take up new frontiers and come out with creditable works. And those are in the guide stage. You advise your scholars to take the frontiers, new frontiers, and come out with the new contributions. Again, there are heritage contributions. One should go for IRE paper. So during that time, you can see CPW paper by CPW when 1969 is still followed. Likewise, you see such papers, Wheeler's curve, slot line, that IRE papers are the Vedam for coming out with so many fabrications. I once again apologize for not able to show the PPT, but in a way, I could talk to all, directly to all the participants, and I gave an overview of MIC. Microwaves is a different thing, conventional microwaves, whereas what we need is MIC, microwave integrated circuits, where the backbone is planar transmission lines. It is not only 5 planar transmission lines, variants are there, 72 planar transmission lines are there. There are many works to be done in millimeter wave transmission lines. So a lot of wonders can be done. It is not only the Maxwell's equations, just like playing with network theory, you can come out using the transmission line equations and do many wonders. With this, I thank the organizers and also the participants who gave a patient hearing. and I wish or I hope at least 40-50% of my view would have reached the participants. With this, I would like to end my talk. Maybe I will send a few PDF material through the coordinator to the participants. That will be a good reference for all stage people. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor.
Okay.
It's my honor to thank the eminent academician and researcher, Professor Dr. S. Raghavan sir, for his wonderful lecture. No other person other than Professor can explain the planar transmission lines antennas without the slides and make the people to understand very clearly. Professor explained about recent trends in microwaves, MIC, planar transmission lines, biomens, biological effects of radiation, filters, filter transformations, FSS, SIW, Smith chart, implantable antennas, and moreover, he explained about standard books for every topic. He will have every book in his fingertip. Thank you, Professor. One more point I want to add, Professor. Professor is the person who will bring out the young talents to make the world to see. Not only he brought his scholar to get award and cash prize from the Prime Minister of India, irrespective of any field of work, he will bring out the young talents to see the world. Thank you, Professor.
Okay. Incidentally, I want to tell the participants, the person who just now talked is good in art. In fact, fractal antenna has come from the regular repetition of geometrical figures. Everyone is good in koalam or rangoli. That is how the fractal antenna came. So you should know how to correlate the nature to the microwaves. Artificial neural network came from brain work only. So that way, people should correlate the nature to the technical field. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Respected sir. Thanks a lot, sir, for the session. Your session was very much informative, and the essence of your session is retained even in the extempo talk. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, wish you all the best. Few FDP materials I will send to the participants through the coordinator, Dr. Bhupati Rani.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot, sir.
Okay.